Hello, my name is David Sand, CEO of Iwin International. We are a Pan-African, Indian and Middle East operation that meets the minimum criteria for the African Company of the Year Awards. This is our video submission, and I'm going to take you through a brief history of our organization. We have been in operation for over 28 years, and we are super proud of the expansion that we've had, both from our home base in South Africa and across the African continent. Iwin has over 30 top talented professionals working in our business in various different places. We have a team in India, we have a team in Nigeria, Lagos, and the majority of our team is based here in South Africa. We are a 100% Black-owned, proudly African, BEE Level 1 company. With almost 30 years of history, we have an incredible story to tell. From our humble entrepreneurial beginnings to a company that has really punched above its weight in terms of the number of clients that we have across the continent. The type of clients we have, we can proudly say, are some of the biggest global companies in various different spheres and sectors. We service companies in the tech sector, we service companies in the automotive sector, insurance, financial services, pharmaceutical, and fast-moving consumer goods environments. We truly are a consulting business that can help businesses win in all major industry sectors. So as you can imagine, in a 30-year history, Iwin has developed a number of different product offerings along the way to keep up with our ever-changing business environment and client demands and needs. When we began our business in 1994, we only had one true product offering. That was the incentive travel services. And effectively, we were a travel company that provided rewards to those sales organizations that rewarded their top achievers with these amazing trips all over the world. But because I wasn't particularly a travel guy, we then started to build our consulting services alongside that to help businesses construct and design the incentive program, build reward rule sets, fantastic communication programs that ran alongside the competitive period, and of course, doing interesting teasers and midway events to stimulate a performance culture that everybody could be highly engaged with, and then hopefully get as many winners across the finishing line as possible. Just a little bit of history and background. When I started the business, we were really entrepreneurial and part of a bigger travel business. Unfortunately, my partners in the business, on the bigger side of the business, failed miserably at keeping the business healthy, and their business was liquidated. This was a huge shock to the system. It had a big impact on our business, and unfortunately, some money went missing along the way. I had to stand surety on that money, raise the extra money, make sure that our clients still got full service and we didn't let anybody down. I believe that commitment to our clients at the very beginning set the tone for our DNA as a business to always be honest, transparent, and always be diligent around how we care for our customer. So it took us about 2 to 3 years to really recover from that initial shock wave to the business. But we were committed, we had a fantastic team, we retained all of our top clients, and we managed to get back to where we should have been. At that time, there was an amazing thing happening in the world. It was the advent of the .com era, where digital became everything. The internet was new, exciting, and a playground for entrepreneurs to expand their thinking into how best to use the technologies available in this new digital era. We had amazing friends and partners, and those early entrepreneurial days, one of my great coaches was a friend of mine who worked at the time for Microsoft. And I remember late night conversations with him. How do we maximize and develop around this new .com era using internet technologies for our business? His fundamental advice, which I am so grateful to, was don't change your core business. Rather, look at how you can use the internet successfully to add value to what you're already doing for your clients. And that was the aha moment where I started taking a deep look into what we could do for our clients using digital technologies. In 1999, we launched our very first, and I believe it to be a world first. We were the first incentive, recognition, and reward company in the world to offer its clients a digital incentive program that utilized the very latest at the time of the internet capabilities. In a nutshell, this was a point banking system with individual single sign-on, which they could then accumulate incentive points, bank that online, and then at a later stage redeem those for different types of reward offerings. At the time, the in vogue offerings in this space that was developed in the US was a catalog of different reward prizes. These prizes were then, at the time, in the format of a beautiful coffee table book. And I took that concept, digitized it into an online catalog of prizes, and the redemption process happened online from your point accumulated bank balance, and swapped those points, transacted that from value from a digital catalog. Today, we're probably in our 17th or 18th version of our platform, and it's become very sophisticated as technologies, coding, and all those kind of good tech things have enhanced, and the speed and UX componentry of our technology has developed. Now, of course, we're using apps instead of websites, or apps in combination with websites, and all sorts of other communication tools to enhance the 360-degree motivation solution for our customer base. We're now at the year 2000, and the Y2K challenge was upon us. Was all digital technology going to crash and burn, or were we going to survive it? Thankfully, of course, we survived it. We saw tremendous growth in both our travel business and our digital online offerings. We were deeply involved in event management business as well to enhance the whole experience. Launching an incentive program requires a fancy, high-energy event to kick things off. Along the way, you might also have halfway or quarterly events that spark and add value and sizzle to your program. And we were really growing at a huge pace. The business at that time was approached by an international buyer from Europe, actually a Swiss company. It was a huge honor for us to have that kind of accolade. At the time as well, we were also approached by other South African businesses to be merged or acquired, and I preferred that for the business, we would rather chart our own course and develop as Uwin and Iwin. We had lots of things to do. We had a fantastic team, a highly engaged team, and we were able to pay people well and give them a sense of ownership in our business, which we may not have done had we been able to sell our business for a sexy price. 2008 and 9 saw huge economic headwinds hit most businesses around the world. Here I'm talking about the global financial crisis that happened from bank failures in New York and America that then caused ripple effects all over the world. Massive companies went bankrupt, and some of those companies we were servicing. The motor industry in Detroit was very hard hit, and of course the first thing they did was make sure that all their subsidiaries around the world, including South Africa and Africa, pulled up the expense belt and terminated almost every single supply relationship that they could. And that's what happened. We went from a huge turnover, dropped turnover in those years by 30%. We had to restructure our business. I thank God that we were able to do the right things at the time. It was heart-wrenching to have to retrench some of our team and say goodbye to people that had given of their best for our business. But unfortunately, that is the role of business leaders and leadership, and we did it in a way that was honoring to those people, and the business survived, and many of those people we were able to re-employ at a later stage. 2011 to about 2016 was our grow back years. A lot of effort went into consolidating and growing, innovating again, bringing new product, enhancing our digital offering, keeping our customers happy on all levels of our business. Our consulting business was really meaningful at that time. Many businesses were also growing back. There were many mergers and acquisitions during that time. And what we do as a business really helps people overcome those hurdles from an emotional point of view with their workforce, with their channels and agencies that work for them in a sort of second tier environment. We've always been highly successful in proving to our clients that the money that they spend with us is more than returned in terms of a return on investment measure. So we know what we do for our clients really works. And our clients know that what we do for them really delivers bottom line results. So it's a phenomenal business. It's so exciting. There's no end to the opportunities that we have to service more customers in a greater scale across the continent. So to that end, we started our expansion out of South Africa and into the great African continent, which I'm so proud to be part of. We had a client, it was Microsoft, I can tell you, that saw what we did in South Africa and said, guys, can you help us in East Africa? We said, sure. We sent one of our top young talents who happened to be Kenyan. I said, would you want to go home and start Iwin in Kenya? He said, what an opportunity. He grabbed it with both hands and we started Iwin in Kenya. We grew to a couple of 5 or 6 people in Kenya very quickly. We took on new clients in Kenya and East Africa. We, from that hub, serviced Uganda, Tanzania, and Ethiopia. Did that successfully. Microsoft said to us, what about West Africa? So we put on our big boy pants and we went to Lagos. Wow, what a city. I love it. We found a gem of a leader there. Adeshola Ekpo, female, passionate, came from a banking environment. She just loved what we were going to do, and she climbed on board and came in as country leader and business development manager for West Africa. We had serviced Microsoft in Nigeria and Ghana, did a bit of work in Senegal as well. It's just been almost now a 7-year journey of serving customers in that part of the world. Microsoft again said to us, what about North Africa? So again, we went, okay, we're going to do it. And we started a business in Cairo. Amazing team of guys that I onboarded there. And it was a great ride, but then Microsoft pulled the plug because they sold their phone business, which they had bought from Nokia, back out of Microsoft, and there was a huge reshuffle, and we lost our anchor client in Egypt, and we closed the business there. As technology and cloud services became the norm around the world, we were then able to service customers in Egypt, East and West Africa, right across Africa. So as CEO and founder of the business, I was in my entrepreneurial element, setting up new businesses, employing new people, getting people excited, activating markets, bringing on new services. And the operations of the business was then in the hands of a very competent senior management leadership team, and I was able to do the things that I loved. I think I went a step too far when I started the India business. But the thinking was this: we are developing world specialists in what we do. We understand markets that are not European, they are not North American. And so what about other developing parts of the world that are English speaking? So India, got on a plane, did all the research, checked it out, found a crazy Indian guy that wanted to join us for the ride, and started a business in Bangalore. Bangalore is like the Silicon Valley of India. Amazing tech people there, and that played into my tech talent strategy, as well as an opportunity to service some clients there, and we were successful. But that business is yet to scale and really go big, but it's something that we'll continually work away to until we get that breakthrough to really scale up. Brazil was no doubt a step too far. Not only was it on a completely different time zone, but predominant language in Brazil is Portuguese. Nonetheless, they also speak fine English, and it is a fantastic developing economy. We had a 3-year run there in Brazil, fabulous development of clients. We cross-sold our client portfolio. So if we had a client in South Africa that was a large mobile phone producer, we would go and hunt the same client in Brazil, and very often we won because of our reference and our existing setup and relationship with a bigger global business. The headwinds in economic headwinds also happened around the Petrobras scandal, where Lula was dethroned from presidency. There was a massive corruption scandal. The economy tanked. The reals to the dollar went crazy. And at that stage, it was a good time to sell and get out, which we did. Sold the business to another agency in Brazil, and I exited gracefully. Well, as best I could. The last 5 years of our business has been very interesting. We've had to survive the COVID crisis in 2019, 20, and parts of 21. We've had to bounce back from that, and we've had to grow again. Here, sitting in 2023, again, I look back at what our business did, how agile we were, how we were able to reduce costs, how we were able to do things virtually, go from being office-bound to completely hybrid, to then partly hybrid, and now we're finding this nice balance between the hybrid work environment and an office environment, where we've got a fantastic hub in the city of Johannesburg, where some of our people are able to come in and out of, but we are then very well placed with the hybrid working environment with our people all over Africa, South Africa, and we are managing our clients, and our clients appreciate what we've done during this time. COVID had a massive impact on our travel business, from millions of dollars worth of turnover to zero for 2 and a bit years. That really stung. However, we were able to retain all of our travel staff. We were able to reskill them, redeploy them in the other side of our business. The other side of our business, we put massive effort into growing and developing, which we did. And that was the thing that survived and enabled us to really get to where we are today, where we can say we are COVID survivors as a business. We are stronger because of it. We innovated during that time. We learned how to be even more agile than we already were. And when the travel turnover came back in, bang, our business really sized up greater than we expected it to, quicker than it expected to. And because we had the relationships with our customers, the staff to be able to do that quickly, we were then able to scale up the number of people that we were employing and get back to full production and an amazing result. 2022, we had a record year. 2023, we will double our turnover because we landed one of the biggest significant customers across Africa. Big German automotive business, and that is a significant game changer for us. We also have really enhanced all of our marketing and digital assets in terms of channel marketing. We've got a phenomenal new sales leader in our business, and we are building capacity of sales in both India and the rest of Africa to expand our offering, grow our partnerships, and really connect with more customers that want and desire our service offering. So that, in a nutshell, is the Iwin history. There's a lot more to it that we need to share in terms of documentation to support this initiative. But I hope if you're watching this as a judge and seeing what our business offering looks like, I really hope we get your nomination for an award. We've never done this before. We've really been an under the radar type of business, but winning this award would mean so much to us. It would elevate our status in the African business community, and that's really what we want. We want to be a value-added service to companies that are growing in Africa. Thank you for your time listening, and I certainly hope that we will see you at the awards dinner.